Welcome to episode 6 of my 172/20mm World War II review series. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Plana Mayor miniatures. Now if you like the miniatures that you see within this review series, you'll be able to navigate to their website, which I'll leave a link to that in the description of the video. On their website they have a few different things to choose from, mainly miniatures revolving around the Battle of the Bulge, so Germans in winter gear, which obviously can be used for any period of late war, World War II, as well as US Army, again late war. They also have some plastic kits as well, but overall some really nice models in here, and enough to cover you to get a winter themed force, especially with different poses, with different actions, etc. Now postage is also relatively cheap internationally. I mean, even to get into Australia is really cheap. Also, a huge thank you goes out to Plana Mayor for sending me these miniatures. Without their support, this video wouldn't have been possible, so thanks again for sending me these miniatures to review. Now we've got that out of the way and we've seen a look at the website, we can actually take a look at the miniatures. Now you might be looking at the miniatures going, they actually look similar, and if you watched my little bit of a mess up on a previous review series, you'll notice that I compared them to Simon Soldiers, or I got them confused. That's because they are manufactured, or sculpted I should say, sorry, by the same sculptor. Now the detail on these is fantastic. It's what you'd expect to see. So this is a German platoon in winter gear, so he's got a parka on, he's got his various equipment, he's got a scarf. Some of them have some extra winter protective gear on, like gloves and full head covers, etc. So these are going to be obviously painted up as SS. You could also paint them as Volksgrenadiers as well. I mean, it really is up to you how you want to paint these, but it comes in a variety of hats as well as helmets. The hats have plenty of detail on them. You can see that this guy's got his bayonet as well as his entrenching tool, as well as his canteen. The detail on all of that is fantastic. Just like Simon Soldiers, the rifles and the MP40s and stuff, it's just superb in terms of the level of detail. Now there is a bit of cleanup with these Plana Mayor miniatures, more so than when I reviewed Simon Soldiers, and the reason I keep comparing the two is because they're made by the same sculptor, obviously manufactured in different places, so the quality of the castings aren't as great as Simon Soldiers. There's a bit more cleanup involved, but there's nothing that you really need to worry about. Now this guy has got a Panzerfaust with his rifle strapped to the back. You can see that I'm just poking away some of the flash there. There's quite a bit of it actually on this model, but it's not going to affect the detail. It's something that you can easily trim away with your side cutters or snippers, Stanley knife, etc. And this guy's got an MG42 moving forward cautiously. I love the helmet cover. The helmet cover's got tons of detail on there. The MG42 has got a lot of detail as well, which is really nice to see. I also like the ammunition just wrapped around the gun. It's common, you see that in a lot of pictures from that period, so that's really good to see as well. Again, some really nice detail in that helmet cover as well as his clothing. We can see that there's a little bit of cleanup involved, a few little lines that you're just going to have to file away, but that's just very common with metal miniatures. You're going to see that with pretty much every manufacturer's miniatures. Now this guy has got ammo belts wrapped around him, so obviously he's probably the assistant gunner for the MG42, so he's moving along with his partner there, again with a helmet cover on, with plenty of detail, some cleanup involved, but overall he looks really good. You can see I just need to punch a bit more of a hole through between those legs because there's quite a bit of flesh there, but nothing that, like I said, you won't be able to fix up yourself anyway. Now they match up really well with other miniatures, and we'll look at that later on in another slide, but they do match up really well with other miniatures, and they're probably mid-range in terms of size, so they can blend in really well with with other manufacturers out there. So if you want to mix and match your winter Germans, then it's something you probably will be able to do quite easily. You can see the flash on the mold line on the helmet there really easily. Something, like I said, a bit of a fire won't fix up, but he's full of detail. He's got his gas mask canister on, he's got his canteen, he's got his water bottle, he's got a nice bit of winter clothing on, and you can see the metal is quite thick. It doesn't bend easily, but when it does bend, it doesn't lose its shape. So it's not a soft metal, which is nice. I always find that's much better for protecting the rifles especially. Now we've got another guy here that's sort of crouching. He would also get away with being more of like a Volkssturm or a Hitler Youth even, I should say, because he's quite short looking, but I think it's just the way he's crouching down. My biggest fault with this is just there seems to be a little bit less detail in the STG-44 compared to the MP40 and the Kar98s that we've looked at, and the MG42. I would have liked a little bit more detail in there, but that's just me nitpicking. You can tell it's an STG-44, sorry. So yeah, I like the fact he's got a hat on as well as his hoodie up. That's just really cool. And then we've got the MP40, and as I said with Simon Soldiers, their just weapons are just superb in terms of detail, and the MP40 is just identical in that detail. It's just really nice. It's going to be an absolute pleasure to paint up. Plenty of detail here. I love the hood as well. All the extra detail within that hood is really nice for the jacket that he's wearing, and just all the poses look natural, which is all you can really hope for. So overall, I think they're a fantastic addition. I mean, they're going to blend in great with the majority of other companies, but you know, that's what you want really. Now on the left is the Plana Mayor Rifleman, and then on the right is the Simon Soldiers US Rifleman, and you can tell they're identical in terms of height, and they look almost identical in the way that they're sculpted. And here we go, just a better picture, just to sort of get an understanding of that. You can just see there's a bit more of metal on the base of the Simon Soldiers, but they are identical in height. And then we've got all the various different manufacturers out there that we've reviewed so far, so you can see all the different height differences. And as I said, Adler, Simon Soldiers, East Front Miniatures, CP and Plana Mayor will fit in really nicely together. So overall, I would rate Plana Mayor 24 out of 30. So level of detail 8, casting quality 7.5, and overall satisfaction is 8.5. So they're only slightly under Simon Soldiers, and the reason that I've done that is purely because of the casting quality. I found the casting quality of Simon Soldiers to be just a bit better. But obviously everything else is identical, being the same sculptor. So yeah, I hope this has been informative. Let me know what you want to see next. I've got a few different models that have arrived. Also, a huge thank you goes out to the team at Plana Mayor for sending me these samples. It really does mean a lot, and I'll definitely try and get some paint on these at some point. And another huge thank you, so we're doing lots of thank yous today, it goes out to my patrons. I really do appreciate it, guys, and YouTube channel members. Other than that, I'm going to leave it here, and I will catch you at the next one. Thanks.